Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to focus on loops in Java. So we'll explore different loops in Java with the simple and a real-time example. So let's get started. In Java, we have a different types of loops. So for loop is there, while loop is there, do while loop is there, right? Nested loop is there. So why do we use loops? Loops help in repetition and reducing the code duplication by executing a block of code multiple times without writing the same code repeatedly. So for example, if I want to print fun coding 10 times, right? So now what is that optimized way we need to understand. So if I go with this way, if I print fun coding here. So same way I want to print 10 times. So that shall I go with the 10 times, shall I copy paste? Okay, this is the way we have to go, right? No. So what is optimized way? So we are not going to write the same code 10 times. So instead of this, we can use a loop. We'll start from the for loop first. For loop is used when we know how many times we need to repeat something. Right? I want to print the fun coding 10 times. So here what I can do, I'll go with the for loop. So for loop, we have to start from initialize that variable. We have to start from 1 and we are going to run until 10 times. So I less than equal to 10 times I have to then increment that, increase by 1 each time. So that we are going with the I plus plus. So inside that loop, right, I'll just copy paste here. Now I'll just remove this one. So now how many times this is going to print? So it's going to print 10 times. See, if I run this, it is getting printed 10 times. So why is this better one? Because it's a less code, right? Only we have written a 3 line of code. So more efficiency. We can have to modify, right? You can able to change that. Even if you want to 10 times, if you want to print, you can add 10 times, or if you want to 5 times or 50 times, right? You can able to modify. More readable and maintainable. Even you can write n number of line within the open and close curly braces. You can write here, you want to print another statement as well, then you can print. Learning Java. So let's run this. See, each iteration it is getting printed 2 line of code. So here you have written a 5 line of code also, it will go into print, go into execute. Okay. Now let's understand, you can skip the curly braces as well in a for loop. See, here we have written open and close curly braces, right? So you can skip as well. For example, I want to print 1 to 10. I less than equal to 10, I plus plus, just we are incrementing. Now here I want to print only 1 to 10, right? I'll just command this line. So now let's run this. It's going to print 1 to 10 times. So now I have added a curly braces. Now I can able to remove that. See, I'm not getting any compilation error. So the statement what we have written is correct. So now let's run this. See, it is working fine. Why does this work? Because the semicolon right here, it marks the end of the statement. So Java treats only the first line as part of the loop. So this is the part of the loop. So because this is thinking like this is the end point of the execution. Okay, so it is going to keep on iterate till the condition is true, it is going to iterate. So now in this case, right, if you try to add a one more line, what will happen? So here I have written a one more line. Okay, now how this is going to work? See what happened? This hello is run only once, not inside the loop. This is not inside the loop. Why? Because the inside that loop, here itself it is considered as a endpoint. So it's not considered this is inside the loop. Okay, only this much will going to execute within the loop 10 times or 20 times, but this will not going to execute. This will execute only after the loop. This is not inside the loop. Okay, so the best practice is always use curly braces, even for a single statement. It avoid the confusions. Okay, so always we have to go with the open and close curly braces even in a single line as well. Okay, same way if I want to print, now I have written 1 to 10, right? So same way if I want to print 10 to 1. Okay, I want to print 10 to 1. So how to do that? So I can say for loop int I equal to what we have to start 10, right? 10 to 1. So we have to start from the 10, then I greater than equal to 1. So this much we need to check the condition. Then I minus minus. So we are decreasing 1. I minus minus means what? I equal to I minus 1. So our first value I is a 10. So the next iteration minus 1 means 10 minus 1, 9. So the next iteration 8, 7, 6, 5. This is the way it is going to iterate. So now I'll print the value of I. So it's going to print 10 to 1. Let's run this. See, getting printed 10 to 1. So if you are a developer, if you are working, right, then you have a list of orders and you need to process each one. So you can use a for loop and iterate one by one, right, to process the order. Same way if you are doing in automation part, then let's have a 5 checkboxes on the web page. So using a for loop, you can select all the 5 checkboxes through iteration. So this is what your for loop. I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the while loop. So while loop is if you unknown iteration, I mean not sure about how many iterator. Okay. So imagine you are playing a guessing game. So you don't know how many times, how many tries you will need to guess, right, for the correct number. So keep asking for the input until the user enter the matching number. So let's understand with the code. So I can say first I'll start from that. Let's get an input from the user. So I'm using a scanner class. Scanner is equal to new scan. Here system.in. So scanner class you can import from Java util. So here you can say int. Initially it will be 0. Now I'm going to use the while loop. So while loop, here we have a condition. So if the condition is true, it is going to execute block of code. Okay. So now here you can say this is the syntax. Now you can say number not equal to 5. So if it is not equal to 5, right, then it is going to ask the user to enter the guess the number again. Okay, so not equal to 5. If it is equal to 5, then it is going to coming out of the loop. So let's print this. We can ask enter a number. Then number equal to, we are asking SE dot next integer. Okay, so SE is a variable here we have given. Can give any variable name. So now once this is over, I mean the condition is true, till that it is going to execute, enter a number. If the condition is false, right, meaning that number equal to 5, then I can say you guessed it. Okay, maybe you can say you won the game, something like that. So now let's run this. We enter the number, it is asking, maybe if I give 4, then it is asking again the number. So now again if I go with the 3, then it is going to ask. If I give 5, then it is saying you guessed it. So we are not sure about how many times it is going to iterate. I am not sure about. So we can go with the while loop. Okay. So even if you are working in any of the automation part, then if you need to check whether the particular checkbox is enabled or not. So till the time, how many checkboxes are there? We are not sure. So we are going to check the condition, then we are going to select the check boxes. So till the time we are not sure about how many iterations we are going to do. In this case, we can go with the while loop. Okay. So now let us understand the do while loop as well. Right. So now this is the first it is going to check the condition. Then only it is going to inside the block it is going to execute. But in a do while loop is first at least one execution it will happen. Okay, it execute only once even if the condition is false also it is going to execute, but only at least one time it has to execute. So think about entering the ATM, right? You must enter at least one time, right? The PIN number. Then only it is going to check the condition whether it is correct or not. So for example, I'll go with the ATM example here. So I can initialize the variable that is a PIN number. Now, if I go with start with the do loop. So do loop at least one time it has to execute. Okay. So let us go and add a statement here. Enter your PIN. So now I'm just asking the user. So PIN equal to new. We'll call the scanner class. So scanner system.in. So scanner class you can import from the Java util package here dot next integer. Okay. So now it's we are getting the input from the user and store it in this variable. Now we'll go with the while loop. So here I'm checking that PIN not equal to I can say 1, 2, 3, 4. So now if it is condition is true, right? It is going to keep on iterate. If the condition is true, I mean not equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is the condition is true, then condition is false, then it is coming out. So here I am saying like a access granted. Okay. So now let's run this. See, first it is going to execute. See, enter your PIN. So now I can say some different number. Again, it is asking 1, 2, 3, 4. If I give 1, 2, 3, 4, access granted. Okay, so here also I'm not sure about how many times it has to iterate, but the first time it is should iterate. But first time it has to execute. So that is what your do loop. At least one time it has to execute whether the condition is true or false. Even though if the condition is false also, this part will going to execute. Okay, then only it is going to check whether the condition is true or false, right? For the while loop, first it is go and check the condition. Then only it is coming and executing the block. But in a do while loop, first it has to execute, then it is going to check the condition. So key difference here is do while loop execute at least once, right? Even if the condition is false. But while loop, first it check the condition, then only it is going to execute. I hope this is clear. So the next one is we are going to understand break and continue. That's also one of the important concepts. Let's see. So what is break and continue? So break is imagine you lost your phone and searching your iPhone in a 5-room house. So the moment you find at least in let's say in the room 3 you found that mobile. Then you stop searching and leave, right? No need to check the remaining rooms. Same way in a program, I want to break that, loop when I equal to 5. Okay. So now I can say that for loop here, I say int I equal to starting from 1, I less than equal to 10. Then I'm saying I plus plus. Here I need to say the condition. If I equal to 5, then I want to break. Okay. So here what we need to do? We need to stop the loop when I reaches 5. Right? So here inside that, what we can do, we'll add one more line. I mean, if it is condition is false, right? Then I need to print all the values. I values I want to print. How this is going to work? Let's run this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is getting printed, and 5, once it comes 5, the condition is true, then it is coming out of the loop. Okay, first time I is a 1, 1 equal to 5, the condition is false, so it is getting printed. Again, it is coming into that 2 equal to 5, condition is false, so it is coming into the printing the value. Then 3, then 4. Once it becomes 5, right? So that time it is taking 5 equal to 5, then the condition is met. So that it is break the loop and is coming out of the execution. So this is what a break. Okay, whenever if you find suppose if you are searching something, right? Searching any order number or something, right? Here huge data is there. We are iterating, we are getting one by one data, and we are checking here whether the particular order is made. Then we need to come out of the loop. We no need to execute. So in this case, we are going with the break. So next one is a continue, right? So this is what your break. Then we have a continue is there. So what is continue? Continue means you can say like, skipping the iteration. For example, for example, you are counting a number from 1 to 10, but you want to skip even number. Okay, if you want to skip the even number. And then how to do that? So I want to print I equal to 1, then I less than equal to 10. Okay, then here I'm saying I plus plus. Now I want to, print. See, if you go with that, you are trying to print this, what it is going to print? It is going to print 1 to 10. But what I want to do, I want to skip the even number. Right? I want to skip the even number. So I need to add a condition over here. So if I mod 2 equal to 0 is a even number, right? I mod 2 equal to 0, it's a even number. If it is a even number, then I can say continue. So continue means it's not going to break that. It is not going to print the value. First value is a 1, right? So now it is checking the condition is false. If the condition is false, it is going to print. Second, it is going to say 2. 2 is a condition is true. It is going to skip, right? It is going to skip. Continue means it is going to skip even number. Okay. So it's not going to coming out of the loop. It is going to iterate till the condition is met. It is going to iterate. And even here, here the condition is met, then it is going to, not going to print the value. It's going to skip. And it is going to iterate again. Okay. Break is it is coming out of the loop. Right. It's not going to, iterate, till the condition is met. But here, till the condition is met, it is going to iterate. But here, it is not going to print. It's going to skip. Right? So, let's run this. See, first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is getting printed. The first iteration, first for loop. Second one, see, it's getting printed 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Only odd number it is getting printed. Even number it is getting skipped. Right? Break, stop the loop, continue, skip an iteration, but can it continue the loop? So, all right, we covered, different loops with the real-time example. So, try printing odd number from 1 to 20 using a loop, right? Only 1 to 20 using the loop. So, if you found this video helpful, please share it to your friends and subscribe for more Java videos. Next, we are going to cover arrays in Java. So, thanks for watching. I see you in the next one.